Hello Scorpio, this is your October monthly review and let's start. So the first card is telling me that in this month of October, Scorpio, you are trying to get guidance from angels, from higher higher mighty God. So you are trying to get guidance from your senior supervisors, your boss, your family members, and also from God. So some of these Scorpios are trying to get guidance to make a decision, final decision on something. So let's check what is happening. So in this month, some of the Scorpios are trying to, you know, held onto a situation and they do not know what to do in that situation. That is the reason you are trying to get guidance in this situation, whether you should let go or you shouldn't. So that you are in a dilemma. That is the reason you are trying to get you are trying to get a guidance, some kind of clarity this month. Sorry. So the third card is telling me that you want to concentrate your energy and you are desperately trying to get an answer. That is the reason you need clarification, you need guidance, you need details on a certain situation. So in this month of October, Scorpio, you are like this person. You are concentrating all your energy on one single goal this month. That is to get details, clarifications, understand the situation. So that is the reason you are turning in this month of October. You're analyzing the situation. So there is something you are held on to for so long that you are analyzing the situation. So Scorpio, this is interesting. And this card is telling me, the fifth card is telling me that you are trying to find a harmony in a situation. So in this month of October, that is the reason you are trying to take guidance to find a harmony with others. Maybe a past person or a situation is made you uncomfortable with all these people like this in picture. They are in harmony, they are happy, they are dancing, holding each other's hands. So you are contemplating this month of October. So this card is telling me, the sixth card, that you need to trust the situation, you need to trust that person, you need to trust your environment and take that leap of faith. Be a fool, not literally, but this card is telling me that you need to trust yourself, that you are capable of taking the right decision. Like this person who does not care what his surrounding is. He is eager to go to the next step or next stage in his life. So like this person, you are trying to go to the next stage, next step. That is the reason you are trying to get the guidance in this month. So Scorpio, you are trying to experience. Maybe you are trying to get into another person's shoes and trying to experience how you would feel if you were them. think that is this card is telling me, like this lady who is feeling this tree and becoming the tree, and the tree is also feeling this woman and becoming this woman. So this union is having so much energy. So as you are trying to understand a situation and take a decision, final decision on something, you are contemplating what you would have done if you were in their shoes, what you would have done. You are trying to experience from their perspective, from their point of view. So the eighth card is telling me, and this makes sense, Scorpio, because you are trying to find find the last piece of the puzzle, like this picture. Now, as soon as you get that guidance, that detail, that point of view, that understanding, I'm sorry, you will find, you will make that decision, the final decision, whether to go towards this situation, this person or not, or to take that final decision to not to go towards that situation or person. So in this month of October, you are trying to analyze the situation very thoroughly. That is the reason you are uh, looking towards the sky like this angel and trying to get the hint what is the situation is. So while shuffling for your reading, some card, I think there are a lot of them, lot of cards fell down. So the first card fell down was this conditioning. Maybe this situation is it it is very dependent on your surrounding, uh, in your group, uh, the people you are with. So this conditioning is basically telling me that you are made or you are raised in a certain condition or different conditions. That is the reason you are trying to experience, you are trying to get perspective of another person or a situation. You are contemplating. That is the reason. So past lives, for some Scorpios, this is to do it or not to do it. These two lizards are knowing and not knowing. You don't know. That is the reason you don't know. So as soon as you get the details, you will know and you will feel. So you will have find that last piece of puzzle. So the third card is change. So I think for some Scorpios are trying to change or are changing. That is the reason they are trying to, you know, um, try to feel or see from a different point of view, which is difficult for Scorpio. Believe me, because Scorpio is very adamant, um, not in a bad way, but in their own way. Scorpios, they are, they restrain change. So some of the Scorpios are changing at the moment in this month of October. So the fourth card is of nothingness. So this is a very interesting card, Scorpio, as you have not made your decision. So this card is telling me that something is beautiful is going to come out of this decision. When you find that detail, find the last piece of the puzzle, something as beautiful is coming out of that. So you are going to, going to be happy after this. After this, this change will make you happy. So success is yours. This card is telling me clearly that when you will find this piece of puzzle, you will be successful. You will be happy. And to get the understanding of the situation in this month, Scorpio, you need to harmonize your head with your heart. These both need to be harmonized like these dolphins you can see in this picture. So as soon as you harmonize your head and heart, you will find a result. You can make that final decision. So innocence, there is an innocence in this situation. Like this monk is, holding the grasshopper or the insect in his on his hand and looking very curiously. So some of these Scorpios are very curious towards this situation. They are finding it very curious. Abundance. So Scorpio, this card is telling me that you are going to find that abundance after this, finding the last piece of the puzzle. You will feel very happy and very abundant like this person. So as you are, in a contemplation, that in a dilemma, that you should you let go of the situation, particular situation from the past or not. So clinging to this, past will not give you this completion, this position of the decision maker. So you need to stop clinging to the past. Consciousness. As you're going through this situation, Scorpio, you need to be conscious in this period, in this month of October, because as you can see in this picture, the Buddha is, has reached a higher consciousness. There is nothing over his head. So he has reached the ultimate height of wisdom. So you need to reach that height, and you will be able to, you know, you, after, as soon as you get these details, you will find that higher consciousness. I'm sorry, to make this decision. So this card is telling me for the you know for the last 2 or 3 months you have been um, you know comparing this situation with other past scenarios, so you can get a clear picture. That is the reason you are dreaming about the situation. So you are comparing this situation to the past situations happened in your life. That is why you are doing self analysis. You are turning yourself in. You're trying to gain a perspective on this situation. And you will get it, I think, because this card is telling me that you are going to find the last piece of puzzle. So the another card, telling me that you were in a stress, or maybe you are still under stress. That is the reason you are trying to gain um, clarity. You're trying to gain clarity on a situation. You are not sharing. This card came in reverse. this fell down in reverse. So, upside down, in an upside down situation, this card, shows that positivity. You are sharing your happiness, your abundance with everyone, and you are happy too. But in reverse, it is telling me as a negative card that you are not sharing, you're keeping it to yourself. That is the reason you are, maybe some Scorpios are trying to gain some hidden perspective and not telling or sharing everybody this information that they are trying to gain a perspective or they are contemplating on a situation. So, Scorpio, you are being very secretive at this moment. So, the creator, Scorpio, you have that energy source, like this monk. You are very energetic, you are very insightful. That is the reason you are doing this self analysis. You are contemplating, that is the reason. So, you are that, you know, on that dominant position where I'm sorry, you will be able to make, you are a decision maker. You have gained or achieved or earned that position to be a decision maker in this situation. As soon as you make this decision, this will be, a birth, a new birth for you. That is the reason you received this card, this change. You are changing. You are getting this new birth because of, in this process of assessment and trying to find details, get a new perception about, and so that decision you are trying to, you are getting, you know gaining that higher wisdom like this person. So creativity, you are creative in your ways, Scorpio. So as I said, you are not sharing this information that you are onto something. You are trying to get um, a different perspective from this particular situation secretively in a creative manner. This card is telling me that you have been rebellious in your own ways. That is the reason you are trying to find a perspective. You are trying to, trying to see from other person's position. This shows that you have that rebellious nature, and this rebellious nature will, you know, allow you to make that final decision. You have slowed down a bit because you are still to uh, you are yet to get this details or the last piece of the puzzle or some information, vital information. So you have slowed down in your journey. So you are trying to find possibilities in this situation. So like this eagle, you are trying to analyze the situation and trying to get, what am I going to get from this situation. You're trying to find possibilities, and while doing this you are getting exhausted. So in this month, Scorpio, I would say that you will, find that piece of puzzle. You will find harmony with other people, and you will definitely make the decision as soon as you find this final piece of puzzle. So I hope this reading makes sense, resonates with you. So, so check the description box, like and subscribe to my channel, and see you next time.